Citi Field has been very good for the Nats for the last several years, and they needed to be real good this weekend. Hey guys, welcome. They're coming up the escalator in the Jackie Robinson Rotunda to watch Max Scherzer, who's already done historic things in this ballpark, to pitch against the Mets one more time. All right, 2 out of 3 on the losing side in Pittsburgh. Not what we all wanted. How big is this 4-game series going into the break?
Well, I mean, you got 4 days off. You want to have a good feeling as a ball club that the second half after the All-Star break is going to be different than the first half. So I think it all starts here at Citi Field, where historically the Nats have had their way. All
right, Max Scherzer's numbers. He could be the All-Star starter. All of those things to look forward to next week. But he's been very good against the Mets, and he's right up at the top of the league in so many different categories.
And the guy you want to start a 4-game series, right? 3-time Cy Young Award winner, a guy that's pitched a no-hitter in this ballpark. He has 11 wins. That's second in the National League. Check out his ERA. That's third in the National League. All the innings he's pitched, you're wondering if that's taken a toll on him. You hope not. 177 strikeouts. That's first. And check that out. Opponents are just 82 for 459 off Max Scherzer this year.
So who's going to start Tuesday in D.C.? We think we know. Aaron Nola of the Phillies, nice record. He actually leads the league in wins. John Lester's been great lately for the Cubs. And then there's Jacob deGrom. They're touting him here, but he's only 5-4. But his ERA is under 2 runs a game. Pretty historic on that side.
Yeah, 1.68 ERA. So I think Max is going to start the game. It's in his own ballpark. And guess what today? It's July 12th, National Different Colored Eye Day. So look for something big for Max Scherzer. Really is. I'm not kidding.
If I'd have known that, we could have worn some contacts or something to get this one going in honor of him. Now, when's the last time we broke down the home run derby several days before it happened? The answer is never. Bryce Harper's officially in the derby. Coming up next, we'll give you the brackets. We'll give you some looks back at 2013. Guess where that was? Right here at Citi Field. Harp and homers next. New York and the Nats and the Mets getting together. Nats took 2 out of 3 here earlier this season. Mets played pretty well at Nationals Park, so this is only the 3rd time they'll get together. Well, they talk about March Madness. How about July Madness? Here's the bracket. And FP upper right, it's Bryce and Freddie Freeman matching up, the 2 seed against the 7 seed based on the number of home runs they hit.
Well, Freddie Freeman will be hitting him to left field. You can count on that. I got Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber in the finals. Schwarber hits bombs if you've ever watched him take batting practice. And remember back in 2013, right here at Citi Field, Ron Harper throwing to Bryce Harper, Bryce's dad. And Bryce hit 8 in the first round, 8 in the second round. And he ended up with 24. So Ron's going to throw him BP again, I believe. So that's going to be fun to watch. And Jonas Cespedes won it with 32. Bryce finished second with 24. And Carp, here's his Taters this year and how hard they went and how far they went.
Yeah, pretty equal opportunity around the ballpark. Averaging 410, wow, a maximum of 473. The exit velocity very high, and he's hit 115 mph this year. So it's going to be a lot of fun Monday night at Nationals Park. And of course, this is the ballpark, and you'll see it. I think we'll be able to sneak it in tonight, where he hit a broken bat homer. First time the Nats were in here this year. It only may take one swing, the way Max has done here in years past. At Citi Field as a Nat, 5-2 with a 1.40 ERA and no hitter in 2015. So Max on the mound. The Mets are riddled with injuries. A couple of ball clubs trying to find something to get things going before the All-Star break. $41,922 seats. The Nats have won 10 of 13 here since the beginning of last year, and over the longer haul even better. So it's been a good place for the Nats. Beautiful night, clear skies for the most part, 80 degrees, humidity not too bad. Hard to tell at times because the grandstand is so high here, covering about 3/4 of the ballpark, what the wind is going to do to affect the ball game. Anthony Rendon is in the top 10 in the National League with extra base hits. Juan Soto continues to lead Major League rookies, National League rookies, you name it. He's leading in certain categories. On base percentage is .417. Listen to this. The Mets have won 3 games on this homestand in walk-off fashion, but somehow they found a way to lose 19 of their last 24 home games. So if you can keep them scoreless in the 9th inning, that's it. So Bryce, a new weekend, and here we go. And he had the broken bat homer here earlier this year.
Remember last time the Nats were here, all the talk around baseball was Bryce Harper and this swing. We had never seen it in person before, the broken bat tater. Look at it, it was off the pine tar almost. He muscled it out of here. And not just down the line, in right center field in the gap. I think that was the craziest thing about that. Bryce looks a little beefier there, doesn't he? That was early in the season in April, and here's the lineup tonight.
He's going to back cleanup behind Turner, Soto, and Rendon. Bryce wears out the Mets. Maybe they get him jump started prior to the break. Mark Reynolds in there against the lefty Steven Matz. And that gets Michael A. Taylor into the lineup with Adam Eaton on the bench tonight. So Matz, 6 career starts against the Nats. He's had some pretty solid outings. The ERA over that time, 2.37.
Yeah, the left-hander's 27 years old, 6'2", 200 pounds, 18th start of the season for Matz. Took a tough luck loss last start in the 7th against the Tampa Bay Rays. Gave up just 1 run on 5 hits over 6 innings and took the loss through 110 pitches. That tied a season high.
By the way, look who's in center field for the Mets tonight.
It's not Mr. Met, it's Matt Dendecker. Although if Mr. Met was playing center, that would be way cooler. Conforto, Dendecker, and Nimmo, the outfield. Reyes Cabrera up the middle, Bautista Flores at the corners, and Kevin Plawecki behind the plate. Matt Dendecker, our old friend, he was a good Nat. We liked him a lot.
Yeah, a little time with the Tigers after the Nats let him go, and then he started this season at AAA Las Vegas, and they've just recalled him 1 game ago. So good for Matt. He's back in the big leagues, and here we come with Trey Turner.
And now we can't stand him.
Trey, 100 hits, 9th in the league. The Nats, by the way, 9th in batting average, 9th in runs, 5th in homers. It is 7-11 in the Big Apple, and here's the first one. Nice ball from Steven Matz right in there. Home plate umpire, the crew chief, 22-year veteran Bill Miller back there tonight. Way inside on Trey. So the Nats start the night 5.5 behind the Braves and the Phillies. Phillies have a 2-0 lead at Baltimore. This one to the left side. Jose Reyes can't lay back too long, and he got the speedy Turner by a step.
A little bobble right there, made it way closer. Reyes kind of sat on that ball, and you can't sit on a ball when Trey Turner's running. Watch him sit right here. And then there's just kind of a little roll around the glove, can't find it. Then he puts the ball back in the glove, and Trey almost beat it out.
Next up, Juan Soto.
Just a little eye black on tonight for Jose.
7-12 departure, so we know we're at Citi Field. And Soto is going to go up there and drop one down the left field line. Ball spinning away from Conforto, but he got there in a hurry. And Juan Soto has now been on base 21 of his last 25 games.
Wait, where are we playing? New York. Remember what Juan Soto did against the Yankees? He loves this city, and this is how he starts this one up. Little inside-out flare. He'll take it. There goes the no-hitter. Juan Soto with the first knock. Guy loves the big stage, doesn't he?
Well, he's already taken the Bronx, and now he wants to conquer Queens.
Yep.
And the Flushing area of Queens. And here's Rendon. A lot of hitting room on the right side with the shift on. Cabrera up the middle. And he jacks one to left center. Heading for the wall. Out of here. See you later. Soto first pitch. Rendon first pitch. 2-0 Washington.
And there goes the shutout. So back-to-back pitches. There goes the no-hitter. There goes the shutout. And there's a lead for the Nats. 14th tater for Anthony Rendon. And sort of a hug from the skipper. I like it.
Steven Matz, 14th home run given up this year. Now it's Bryce Harper, lefty-lefty matchup.
Max on the mound tonight. That's huge.
Anthony must have got some treatment before the game from Paul Lessard. That was a pretty big hug. Bryce, 274 career with 20 homers against the Mets. So Anthony Rendon, 43 RBIs now on his 14th home run. Against Matt's career, 2 for 12, 2 walks.
That little half swing's he's telling himself stay through it. Use the big part of the park, right back up the middle.
Going to pull that ball to the right side for Wilmer Flores, 2 down.
All right, let's go a little tater vision here one more time and check out home run number 14th from Tony Fourbags. Ooh, belt tie fastball. Look where that is on pitch cast. Just a matter of, was it going to stay up? Did it have enough distance? Absolutely. 2-0. It's a nice way to start a 4-game set.
There's Mark Reynolds back in the lineup. He's been good against Mats in his career. You look at his numbers there. And over his last 12 games, 14 hits, 4 homers, 15 batted in. No balls, 2 strikes. He's 4 for 8 against this lefty. And a hit or 2 tonight puts him above 300.
I just think you have to find a way to get 297, 10 home runs in there. You have to, especially when you're not scoring a lot of runs as a ball club. You've been shut out 10 times this year. This guy can break up a shutout with 1 swing. Matt Adams is swinging it too, so tough choices for Davey Martinez. But I mean, when you're looking for offense, Mark Reynolds can provide it.
On a pitch up, he fouls it back. And the Mets have put in their notes that Noah Syndergaard will pitch tomorrow night against Tanner Roark here. Right now, Max Scherzer, without throwing a pitch, has a 2-run lead. And that's big, real big. Comebacker, Mats has it. So he gets 3 ground ball outs, but it's a flare and a blast in between, with Soto going oppo for the single and Rendon going deep left center. Watching it, low line drive, got out of here in a hurry. 2-0. That's early. Brought to you by PNC Bank. There's no better time to act than today, PNC. Make today the day. And by Visit Annapolis. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. Well, that took a little while, not as long as for most pitchers. Rendon's given him a 2-run lead. We go to the bottom of the second, or bottom of the first, with Nimmo, Cabrera, and Bautista. We'll set the Mets lineup for you in a second. Here's Brandon Nimmo, who's having a really good year. On base percentage of .382. Scherzer, 8-4 career against New York with a .223 ERA.
A fastball 91 to 97 for Max. He's thrown 29 fastballs at 97 this year and 148 at 96. Looking for win number 12. Had 18 runs of support his last start. But 0 in 4 of his 5 previous starts. So this one off to the right direction for Max.
Brandon Nimmo, 25-year-old outfielder. He's got some pop. He's hit 13 home runs. Max threw the 95 right by him. Nimmo career 2 for 8 with a solo against Scherzer.
Pinch hit walk-off home run yesterday for the Mets.
How about that? Again, extras against the Phillies.
I looked at this before the game, Carp. Brandon Nimmo in 16 and 17 had 9 at-bats against Max Scherzer. He saw 41 pitches in those 9 at-bats. So he's a tough out for Max. It's a guy that stays in the at-bat against Scherzer longer than most.
Yeah. 36 walks on the year, helping him to that .382 on base percentage. That's the 12th highest in the league. Scherzer gets him on the fastball that was up in the zone. Nimmo stood there for a moment, turned and walked away, 1 out.
K for Max, 96. That's how this one starts. Give him a lead and watch him go.
Next up as Jubal Cabrera.
Swings at the first pitch a lot against Max.
Good scouting report. Straight back and went. Mets tied with Baltimore for the worst batting average in baseball, 227. Fewest runs in the league, 11th in homers. Wilmer Flores is back off the DL, and we know this young man can hit. 4-game hitting streak, 5 for his last 12. And that one almost to a 90-degree angle. Out of play right side.
Swung at the first 2 pitches against Max, 4 of his 9 at-bats last year, so he comes up hacking. And the league does too. Their opponent's hitting .279 against Max on the first pitch.
So Max goes with a change and misses away. Cabrera, .230 career against Scherzer. Popped him up. Matt Wieters over to have a look, but it's well over the screen.
Defense for the Nats tonight behind Max Scherzer. Here comes Soto, Taylor, Harper, the outfield. Turner, Murphy right up the middle. Rendon, Reynolds picking it at the corners occasionally, although Tony's playing shortstop right now, and Matt Wieters behind the plate. He's not going to shift anywhere.
Yeah, I think Turner and Rondon should be in the Gold Glove conversation at short this year.
Can you imagine if catchers start shifting?
Challenge heater popped up, short center. Bunch of Nats are there, and nobody takes charge. Second baseman and shortstop went out there. At least shortstop and third baseman in the shift. And then Taylor and Soto rushing in, and it drops.
Well, Anthony Rendon's playing shortstop. He's in unfamiliar territory, so he goes back on this and just stops. And Dusty Baker used to tell us this in San Francisco all the time. I'd rather see 2 or 3 guys run into each other than everybody stop and a ball drop. And that's kind of what happened right there. Trey Turner was on the other side of the base. He really didn't have a chance. Seen that a few times recently.
There's Jose Bautista. The Mets signed him as a free agent May 22nd, 2 days after the Braves let him go. He was 5 for 35 with a couple of homers in 12 games with them. After the Blue Jays made it clear they were not going to re-sign him after all those years in Toronto. 15th year in the big leagues. Front door on the slider. And Bautista, American League days, 9 for 20 against Scherzer. Fastball in there. So since becoming a Met, 4 homers, 8 RBIs in 45 games, hitting .230. Max with a grunt in the fastball just outside.
Fastball's coming out free and easy for Max early. He's sitting at 95, 96. This was close, I thought. Little cut to it, actually, when you look at the replay.
This one out to left center, and it'll drop in front of Taylor. They're going to send the runner, and then Michael A. drops the ball. There's a play at second. Murphy couldn't get there. So the Mets are on the board. Things a little sloppy here early.
I'll tell you what, Cabrera was out by 20 feet if Michael A. Taylor doesn't drop this. And this one's starting sloppy behind Max. You got your ace on the mound, you got a 2-run lead, and that's usually when, as a defense, you really turn it up and say, we got you, Max. We know you're on the mound tonight. So a blooper that drops for a double, then all of a sudden the ball comes out of Michael Taylor's glove. Cabrera would have been out by a mile. That was a bad send at third. And Bautista hustling into second base, and I think Davey Martinez wants to go to the headphones here and challenge the call at second base.
Yeah, and the Mets got fortunate, like you said, that Michael A. dropped it. They're going to give Bautista an RBI because Glenn Sherlock was sending the runner. And then an error gets the batter to second. Or did it? It's interesting, if this call gets overturned, the error goes away. Alan Porter, by the way, the umpire at second who made the call.
What do you got here? Can't tell from that angle. Unless his hand came off there at the end. That's the only thing I can think of. Good effort by Murph with the tag, by the way. Another angle. I don't know if there's enough to overturn it. This might show us a little different look. Did he get him on the elbow before the hand hit? It's just so close. It's got to be so obvious. Meanwhile, Max is just pacing back and forth in the infield. He wants to pitch.
Runners out, Nats win the challenge. So the error goes away. It's the second out of the inning. 8-4 on Taylor's outfield assist. Base is empty, 2 down, and the hitter, Michael Conforto. Hitting .215, power numbers 10 and 27. He's drawn 50 walks this year. Walks about 15% of his at-bats. That one's going to go spinning by the mound, but Rendon, playing well off the bag against the lefty, is there. So a couple of hits and some adventures in center field. Nats and the Mets on the board early. Murphy hit against his old team. We'll give you a second to contemplate. We'll go back to 2 years. July 10th of 16 against Steven Matz. So Murphy 3 for 9 career with a homer, 2 RBIs against this lefty. And the answer is 9 against his old ball club with 35 RBIs while hitting .386. Make today the day. Brought to you by PNC Bank.
Met Killer. And maybe Mr. Met Killer too, who knows? Haven't seen him today.
Fastball up. First inning for Steven Matz, 15 pitches, 10 strikes, 2 runs, 2 hits. Murphy's hit safely 11 of his last 13 games. Over that time, .333. And for the season, in 80 at-bats, hitting .250. He's hitting over .250 now. Murphy's going to make the turn. And again, Conforto playing the other way, able to get there to hold to a single. Great swing by Daniel Murphy, getting better every day.
Met Killer, didn't take long, did it? Little knee tuck and go, using the whole field, left on left. Look at the bat flip. He's feeling confident. Watch that. Look at the little bat flip at the end. So after the 4-hit day, a knock, he flips the bat like that. He's feeling it. Any seeds fall out of the pocket? I didn't look.
Bunch just fell into his mouth. Michael A. Taylor steps in.
So little things like this, Carp, just show you how you're feeling at the plate. You know, if you're searching for your swing and you get a hit, you don't do this at the end. Watch.
I like it.
Bat boy, I dropped something.
Michael A. Taylor had 1 at bat in the series at Pittsburgh. Takes a good rip at a pitch up there. 3 for 14 with a homer career against Steven Matz. So the Nats are 3 for 6 already. And that's right down the middle. 94-mile-an-hour fastball for Matz. First K tonight.
Bill Miller went all Leslie Nielsen here. Watch the call. He went straight Enrico Palazzo here on strike 3. Everything shy of the moonwalk.
There's Matt Wieters. Four for 18 right-handed this year.
Tell you what, I watched Max run off the mound. He jumped off the top step into the dugout, had a speed walk going into the tunnel, and he wasn't happy with the first inning.
Yeah, he gave up 2 bloops, one falling in between 4 guys, the other one bobbled on a hop. So he's going to take out his frustrations on the baseball here as Wieters makes it 2 on 1 out for the best hitting pitcher in the National League so far.
A right-handed swing from Matt Wieters looks bueno. Remember Felipe Rivero the other night, he had a bullet 100 miles an hour to left. Another one here off Steven Matz. Good swing. See what Max does here. You know, knowing Max like I think I do, I think, you know, it's his day to pitch. He's ready to go, and he expects everybody else to be ready to go.
Yeah, they're going to pinch at the corners with 1 out. There is no guarantee he's bunting. He will square early and lay it down. And for Max Scherzer, that will be his first sacrifice bunt of the year. So he's going to depend on Trey Turner or maybe the guy after him to add some on to the lead here.
Nicely done. First sacrifice of the year. Lays it down, deadens it in the dirt. Now Trey Turner going to kind of try to clean him up here with 2 outs.
That was Matz to Cabrera, 1-4 on the sacrifice, and here's Trey bouncing ball to short. First time up. into right. Pretty well hit. Nimmo back. And he'll grab it about 355 feet away. Trey Turner battling through an 0 for 16 right now.
Scherzer this season, but here's one that's crucial to his success. Scherzer has thrown a first pitch strike 61% of the time this season. That's the second most of any starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. And talking to pitching coach Derek Lilliquist about this earlier today, he said that this is Scherzer's baseball mantra. That's what he's all about and what he prides himself on. It's getting ahead and expanding from strike one. He's able to be in the zone so much with that first pitch, Lilliquist tells me, largely because he can throw any of his pitches for a strike to open an at-bat. Hitters can't just sit first pitch heater. Lilliquist saying he has the command with every pitch and has tremendous hand-eye coordination. Lilliquist saying, and I know you guys would probably agree, every pitcher should try and do what Scherzer does when it comes to attacking early in at-bats. And guys, if you looked at the 5 names there on that graphic, all of them having fantastic seasons, probably not a surprise. Attacking early, key to success.
Yeah, a bunch of all-stars on that list. Thank you, Dan.
Well, when Max is ahead in the count, the average is 132 against. When he's behind, it's 318. So that's why first pitch strike is important.
First pitch slider to Wilmer Flores in there.
On cue.
And a fastball drilled the other way. Bryce Harper right there. Quick contact out to start the second with a former Nat, Matt Dendecker. Next. He was off to a torrid start in Vegas, averaging an RBI every 2 games. He had 11 homers, 34 RBIs in 68 games, hitting .286. After he left the Nats at the end of 16, he went to spring training with the Marlins. They sent him to AAA, and then he ended up with a 4-game cup of coffee with the Tigers last year. And the Mets re-signed him as a free agent this year, February 15th. Two and 0.
Well, if you missed it in the open today, July 12th is National Different Colored Eye Day. Not that he needs a reason to be ready. He's ready every 5th day, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it's a pretty nasty slider. Cutting action on it at 90, so probably more the cutter than the slider.
Yeah, he throws the cutter to lefties, the slider to righties, so this one under the hands of Matt Dendecker. Just subtle break there late. That was dirty.
And then the fastball up. Dendecker, 30 years of age now. He'll have a birthday in August. That one right off the gear of Matt Wieters. Checking the mask, the old school mask.
Bill Miller asked him if he's all right. He said, I'm all right. Got to check the mask.
Three-two pitch with one out, and the changeup away for the walk.
All right, Nats fans, join us at the Yards Park on Sunday, July 15th for All Decked Out, the Washington Nationals boat decorating contest. All right, come down to the All-Star Summer Riverfront Festival presented by Coca-Cola. Decorate your boat in support of the Nats for your chance to win 2 tickets to the All-Star Game on July 17th. All boats must register by 5 p.m. on Friday, July 13th to be considered. For more information, visit nationals.com/boat.
1-on-1 out. Here's the catcher, Kevin Plawecki.
This is in the boats on the Potomac for the Christmas parade this year. And there was one boat that was all Nationals.
Nice.
So I would imagine that there'll be a lot of that going on for that.
City being decked out more every day, we are told. All-Star highlight signage all over town. Some of the guys from Pittsburgh, their media relations guys I talked to while we were there, said, when you guys get back Sunday night, you may not recognize your own ballpark. They went through it a couple of years ago at PNC Park. They said it's unbelievable what Major League Baseball comes in and does with the cooperation of the city to turn it into a giant festival. 94 low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Convention Center will be busy with a 5-day fan fest. On the move is the runner, and that's a foul by Kevin Plawecki.
I'll tell you what, if you steal against Max Scherzer, you got to make it. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you why. You got a guy that averages 11 strikeouts a game. So you think about it, that's 3+ innings of not even playing baseball, where a pitcher's just playing catch with the catcher. So now you got a 6-inning game. If you get thrown out on the bases stealing, you're talking about maybe having 5 or 4 innings of baseball to score against Max Scherzer. So you got to make it if you're going when you're facing a guy that strikes out a lot of hitters.
That's an amazing way to look at it. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and away. His 2nd strikeout. Jose Reyes batting 8th is next. Nissan pitch cast.
Just say he strikes out 9 tonight. That's 3 innings of watching 2 guys play catch and nothing else going on. So now you got 6 innings to try to score more than 2 runs.
Well, you and I have talked about this before. So far this year, Max Scherzer, I'd say coming into the game tonight, 128 innings, 82 hits. So basically, that's 45 innings he's thrown, or the equivalent of 5 full ball games without giving up a base hit. So hard to put them together, much less get that first one.
But you can take that even further, Carp, to how many strikeouts there are in baseball today and how few innings you actually have as an offense when you strike out a lot to score runs.
Yeah.
That's why averages are down. That's why runs are down.
Bouncing ball, and Murphy to his left. Managed to get a handle on it just in time. Daniel Murphy to his left, and his infield defense might get Max a little fired up another way here.
Killing the Mets in different ways. Daniel Murphy saying, remember me? Once again.
Fargo a look ahead in the first 5 series after the break. So the Nats are gone this whole week. Then they're home for just 3 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 at Milwaukee against that hard-hitting bunch. 4 at Miami. And then 2 of the Mets coming home, and 4 with the most improved team in baseball, the Cincinnati Reds. So that's what's ahead. But right now, of concern, top of the 3rd inning, Soto and Rendon put hits together. For 2 runs in the first, the Nats have 4 base hits already. Steven Matz about to throw his 29th pitch. Soto showing bunt, and that had Bautista moving in from 3rd. Batting average at .309 now, and the on-base percentage went over .420 with that base hit. Going to show it again.
Well, it's smart. How much has Jose Bautista played third base?
Very little.
Very little. He played for the Braves a little bit. He's still back. I was thinking Adam Eaton's going to test him in the series a few times if he's over there.
And he bangs one off the facing of the top deck. Mike Bautista primarily, well, outfielder for a lot of years. DH'd a lot in Toronto.
Michael A. Taylor might test him.
1-2 now. Soto takes it off the plate, ball 2. I like what he does. He doesn't go for a big long walk. He takes 1 foot, swings around, puts it out of the box to get the time he needs, and he's right back in there.
He's got swagger for days right now. I love it. The body language. 19 years old, hitting 300 in the big leagues with some damage. Why wouldn't you be confident?
He's going to check his bat. Hit the knob on the dirt a few times after that foul ball to make sure there's not a fracture.
Yeah, you feel lots of vibration if there is, and none if there isn't.
Adjusting to all kinds of pitches to foul them off until he can work with something.
Does he got the evil grin going is what I want to know.
You know what, every time I see him do that, I think about my daughter was little. She said, "Look, Mommy, that dog's smiling at me." Mom said, "I don't think that's a smile. He wants to do some damage." And that's what Juan Soto wants to do, 3-2.
I think it's when he's in 3-1 counts. Let's see if he does it here, 3-2.
Looks like he can't wait for the next pitch. That one had a lot of topspin on it, and the velocity carried it out to Flores on 1 hop. 3rd inning underway. Anthony Rendon, 2-run homer, first pitch. First time up.
Did he just get booed? That might be the first time Anthony Rendon's ever.
I heard that guy.
Did you hear that?
I heard that guy. It's a good sign. You get booed in New York and Philly, you're going pretty well.
Yeah. It's a compliment. Reverse compliment.
Now 14 homers, 43 batted in. He's hit safely 12 of his last 14 games now with 9 extra base hits. One thing I recall about Steven Matz and his starts against the Nats, he works pretty quickly, and things one way or the other tend to happen pretty quickly. He's kind of old school in that respect. I mean, he gave up 4 hits in the first 2 innings, but he threw just 28 pitches. Some guys throw 40 pitches when they're under a little stress in the first 2 innings as they're out there tinkering around. He gets the ball and he's ready to come right back at you. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matz is 27. Career he's 19-21. 59th start. Ball 2. Rendon launches another one. Deep left. See you later. He's driven in all 3 Nats runs on his 14th and now 15th home runs.
Nope, not an all-star.
I don't want anybody to get injured,
Well, what
mess up their season, but I got a feeling I just want something to happen between now and Sunday, FP, to get this guy on that squad.
I'm with you all the way, Carp. One of these years, he's not going to make an all-star team, and he's going to win an MVP. Mark it down. Second of the night for Anthony Rendon, 15th on the year. Exit velocity 96 miles an hour, 374 feet. Hit a fastball his first time and a curveball his second.
Here's Bryce, ground ball to first, his first time up. 15 career homers now and 57 RBIs against Mets pitching for Anthony Rendon.
I'm sure it's happened before, but how many times have there been an MVP that didn't make the All-Star team?
It's a great question.
It's had to have happened. Who knows? Could be this year. Never know. A lot of games left.
Yep. And by the way, and people say, well, maybe Dave Roberts will pick him and all this. It's not. It's out of his hands now. Between now and the All-Star game, it's up to MLB who makes the team.
All right.
There was a time when, you know, the manager would make all the final decisions on the roster. Doesn't mean you can't call him or text him and lobby a little bit. Up in the zone, and Harper called out on strikes. Bryce can't believe it. Not departing until right now.
Mercedes shows you the pitch.
Yeah.
It looked like a ball to me the first time. It did hit the corner on the box, but a dejected Bryce Harper goes back to the dugout.
Reynolds, a comebacker after fouling off a bunch of pitches. First time up. So Matt's at 50 offerings. High in the air right field. Brandon Nimmo. That's it for the Nationals in the top of the third, but there's more long distant damage. And right now, jet airplane's not the only thing taken off from this neighborhood. Rendon twice. 3-0 Nats, or 3-1 Nats.
forward to the hold true moment later in the game. It might be his 3rd home run. You never know.
Long way to go. Bottom of the 3rd, Max Scherzer faces Steven Matz, who's 1 for 2 career against him. Matz 3 hits on the year, 29 ABs. And a fastball, pitch number 34, strike number 22. He takes a breaking ball to left, and Soto in to grab it.
All right, 80s night presented by Budweiser, Saturday, July 21st at the ballpark. Enjoy the sights and sounds of the 80s all night long, including free pregame concert by the Leg Warmers. So go to nationals.com for tickets. Dress up like your favorite 80s character. Not like that. I think that's more 90s.
Yeah.
Walked right past the squat rack.
Brandon Nimmo tried to bunt a fastball running in on him. That might have been 80 miles per hour on the interstate on the big hog. Baseball fans, we love them. First time through the order. The Mets go 2 for 8 with a walk. Nimmo struck out looking first time. Brandon Nimmo, very good friends with our second baseman from their time together here. I'm sure Daniel's happy for Brandon's success.
Brandon Nimmo's energy. I mean, he celebrates walks, he celebrates homers. He's a guy that loves to play baseball. He's fun to watch. And when you're 37 and 53, you need some energy.
Yep. He's from Cheyenne, Wyoming. And the Mets made him the 13th overall player taken 7 years ago. He's paid his dues 6+ years in the minor leagues, hit pretty much everywhere. 280 career minor league batting average over that time. And Jay Bruce out of the lineup. He's got a sore right hip. Cespedes out, hip flexor, so there are openings in the outfield here. Travis d'Arnaud's hurt. Todd Frazier's hurt. Juan Lagares. Noah Syndergaard comes off the DL to pitch against the Nats tomorrow night. Mickey Callaway. They started 11-1. Remember that? FP told us, don't get carried away. You were right.
I think it was 14-2 maybe, even.
Yeah.
Something crazy. And
since the 11-1, they've gone 26-52,
yeah,
winning 1 out of every 3 games. There's Thor. Tanner Roark for the Nats tomorrow night. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Turns over the changeup and misses. Right side and to his right, Murphy. 2 down.
Murph looking good over there tonight. And I say that surprised because, you know, he's been having trouble moving around left to right. Mobility is a factor. And we talked about all last year how he's improved so much defensively as a second baseman. Remember, when he was a Met, they played him at third, at first, at second. He was moving all over. Worked really hard on his defense as he's become a Washington National. And it's kind of been a work in progress now with the injury coming back. But a diving play, a backhand play, looks good out there tonight.
Here's Cabrera, whose bloop fell into short center, resulting in their run back in the first inning when Bautista flared one in to drive him home. That's the hook at 79.
Different wrinkle there for Max. Steal a strike.
Yeah, against an aggressive first pitch hitter, right? Then the changeup. Braves aren't playing tonight. They'll host Arizona for the weekend. And right now the Phillies at Baltimore, 6th inning, 5-0 Philadelphia. That's a rain makeup game they're playing at the Yards in Baltimore tonight.
Well, all the buzz in the papers here in New York today about Manny Machado being a Yankee and how he liked a picture of himself in a Yankee uniform on social media.
So he hit the like button?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, everybody would like how they look in pinstripes, but I guess hitting the like button takes it to a little more level.
Well, they're slimming. Definitely slimming.
Isn't the legend that they had pinstripes because it made Babe Ruth look a little slimmer? That's heard that before. I don't know if they had the pinstripes before the Babe, but they slimmed him down. He did okay. Swing and a miss. Max Scherzer, 1 strikeout in each inning, and he's been getting those strikeouts with high fastballs. So it's on to the middle innings here in New York. Right now it's the Scherzer Rendon show, 3-1. Baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Central Park in the Big Apple. Beautiful night in New York here on July the 12th. Future Nats in the house. And a guy who's raking right now, Daniel Murphy, in the box.
What's the average at?
Well, he's 21 for 81. So I'd say he's what, 260?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say 259.
Yeah, you're good.
Because I can see it right there.
I know. I took a guess.
Close. You rounded up. I like it. It's positive.
Murphy a foul. So against Matt's career, pretty good lefty-lefty matchup for Daniel. 4 for 10. And defending the count to the right side, thrown out by Cabrera. 4th inning underway. By the way, Yankee pinstripes came in 1915, the year after Babe Ruth debuted with them.
They said, we're all sick of looking fat. The Nats push for the postseason heats up just after the All-Star break. The Braves come into town. So there's the dates. Braves are coming. You need to get loud, wear red, or get red and wear loud. Visit nationals.com for tickets.
First pitch up the middle, Michael A. Taylor. Struck out first time, wasn't about to let it get to even one strike there. And for Michael, last 32 games, hitting over 340.
Matt Wieters had the donut on his bat just now, and he's getting in the box with the donut on his bat. That was funny. I mean, he was close to digging in with that thing, and he took it off right outside the batter's box. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. It'd be a tough at bat if he left it on.
That would be tough. You'd have to go the other way, wouldn't you? Well, he pulled it hard first time. Clean hit to left field.
Well, maybe he's thinking he wants to go the other way, so he's going to leave the donut on his bat. Whoops. I mean, he's right by the batter's box there. Usually you leave it over by the dugout. That was funny. Made me laugh.
Yeah, he smiled. We caught him. Up and into Matt. A lot of hitting room right side. Good lead by Taylor, who is still tied for the league lead in steals with Ender Inciarte and a guy we saw for the last 3 days, Starling Marte of the Pirates. Trey Turner is fourth with 22.
Humongous lead.
There he goes. Plawecki's throw on target, but it appears to be late. And Alan Porter calling Taylor safe for number 24.
Tremendous jump. Head down. Wieters taking the strike for Michael A. Taylor. Now do you walk Matt Wieters to pitch, excuse me, to Max Scherzer?
Yeah, that would create a situation just like 2 innings ago with 2 on, 1 out.
Max can hit though, so maybe Matt gets to see a few pitches here.
That's the major league lead, 24. D. Gordon has the most in the AL with 22 for Seattle. Off speed, and Wieters hits it out to center. Hits it pretty well. Dendecker back. You know Taylor's tagging to get to third with 2 outs. 2 pretty good swings by Matt Wieters. Max will be looking for his 5th RBI this year.
Yeah, when I said walk Matt Wieters to get to Scherzer, I thought there was 2 outs. So EFP on that one for sure. Let's go. Tighten it up.
Henley and Taylor. So Max still 10 for 41 on the year.
Loves to hit in this situation, doesn't he? Got a chance to help himself. He's grinding right now, thinking knock.
There's a chance. And it'll be caught by a sliding Matt Dendecker. Scherzer trying to drop one into left center. Good play by the former Nat to keep it a 3-1 game. Hats off for Heroes. It's been so frustrating for the Mets fans and their ball club and David Wright not to be able to play for the last couple of years, but David still stays active in the community, supports the Wounded Warrior Project that helps our most severely wounded vets get their lives back together, give them the mobility and the independence they need. So hats off to David Wright for doing that. Well done, guys. Hunting foul balls. He just came from Vegas for this one. Maybe he was called up with Matt Dendecker. So a beautiful night here at Citi Field. Dan talked about first pitch strikes earlier. Max 7 of 11. So a greater percentage than that of Steven Matz so far. Max 3 innings, 48 pitches, 32 strikes.
I think that number's naturally going to be higher for Max because you want to swing at the first pitch, and if you foul it off, even if it's not in the zone, it's considered a first pitch strike. You don't want to get to 2 strikes against Max, obviously.
That's a great fastball under Jose Bautista's hands. Bautista 10 for 21 career against Scherzer. They haven't seen each other in a while. And he hits that one out toward left center and deep. Out of here. His second career against Max. His 7th of the year, 5th as a Met. It's a 3-2 game.
So the scouting report on Jose Bautista this year is he's having trouble getting the fastballs. Nissan will show you a slider, and that doesn't mean that was the wrong pitch. It was just the wrong location. If he bounces that or it breaks down away and he swings through it, you're like, perfect pitch. But since it stayed out over the plate, the result was a home run and a dead beard.
Bautista 338th career home run. There's Michael Conforto, bounced out to Anthony Rendon first time up. He's going to drop a little flare on a one-hop through the infield because of the shift. Trey Turner was on the other side of second base. It was a really fascinating story I read yesterday about the shifts FP and left-handers trying to do what he just did. They interviewed extensively 3 players: Kyle Seager of the Mariners, Matt Carpenter of the Cardinals, and Daniel Murphy of the Nats. And they all said, yeah, everybody says you should go the other way, but the pitcher's up there trying to prevent you from doing that. And what he just did is not an automatic thing. It's hard to do when guys are trying to bust you inside. But some hitters have the ability to do that, and Conforto just did.
A left-hander's at a distinct disadvantage with 4 infielders on one side of the field. That's why you're seeing so many fly ball outs. You know, hitters are going to chase the money wherever that is, and right now the money is home runs, doing damage. And if you hit ground balls, you're going to hit 220, 230. It's pretty simple.
Murphy had a particularly interesting quote. He said, every time I step into the batter's box, my goal is to make it to second base. Because hitters are talking about how hard it is to put 3 singles together to score a run anymore because of the shifts. And this ball pulled to left by Wilmer Flores. Soto there. 1 out, 4th inning. There's Matt Dendecker, who walked first time.
It's tough for a lefty to take 96 on your hands and hit it to shortstop.
It's exactly what all 3 of those guys said.
It really is. I mean, because the goal is to beat the pitch to the point of contact. So you're trying to get the barrel out front on 96, so you start your swing early. It's so hard to inside out. I can think of maybe a handful of guys I've ever seen in the history of the game that can do it. You know, Tony Gwynn comes to mind, obviously. Murph could do it if he wanted to, but you know, he's thinking about getting in the air and doing damage. But it's hard. If you're gonna pound me in with upper 90s, I can't wait around for that pitch and try to slap it to left. It's darn near impossible.
Yeah, both Carpenter and Murphy said exactly, almost word for word, what you just did. You know, the other guy's trying too. You don't just stand in there and put the ball anywhere on the field where you want to put it.
That's not T-ball.
No.
So how do you combat that? You try to hit it over him.
Dendecker worked the count full first time. Max walked him on a changeup. Away. This time it's 0-2. And he pops him up to the left side. Rendon made the early call, and then Turner called him off it, 2 down.
But also kind of adding on to that, Carp, since we're thinking out loud on live TV right now, is everybody can't hit like Daniel Murphy. So launch angle does not work for every single hitter, because you could tell a guy, yeah, keep that elbow close to your ribs, you know, really fire that back knee into your front calf and create that uppercut swing. And it works for some, it doesn't work for others. You can't teach all hitters how to hit one way. It's impossible. That's why hitting's so unique. Everybody has their own stance, their own swing, their own setup. And I think a lot of times some of the hitters in today's game are getting in trouble trying to hit the ball in the air because it's not their natural swing. It's something that might take years of practice to perfect at the highest level. So while it works for a Daniel Murphy, it might not work for an Adam Eaton or whomever.
Exactly, yeah. And who's a better student of hitting than that guy? Who's smarter than him?
Not too many.
Kevin Plawecki struck out swinging first time. Scherzer really using that first pitch slider to get ahead of some righties here. Fastball just missing. Max froze like he was hoping for that call.
I think Matt Wieters set something down to the dirt after this, like, I need that pitch. That's a strike. Saw the glove point back to Max after the pitch. Veteran catcher just looked right straight down toward the plate, not turn around toward the umpire and get his point across.
Time given late. '22nd year in the big leagues. Bill Miller, the crew chief. John Lipka at first. We've seen Alan Porter make a call or two at second, and 21-year veteran Marvin Hudson's at third. 1-1 with 2 outs.
You see where Alan Porter's standing tonight? Way over on the shortstop side of second. And you remember these two are buddies, Murph and Alan Porter. Remember when Alan Porter was having a bad day last year and they got into it at second base?
He didn't want to move.
He didn't want to move, and he was cussing out Murph, and Murph just simply asked him to move to one side, and Alan obviously got up on the wrong side of the bed. So now they're way far apart tonight, just in case. Look at that.
He's got a nice lead off there. 2-2 with 2 outs. And by the way, that whole pinstripe thing, I fell victim to an urban legend there. Rupert Murdoch put pinstripes on the Yankees full time in 1915. The Babe didn't get there until 5 years later. He was with the Red Sox in his early years. Then in 1929, the Yankees were the first team to put numbers on the back of their unis. And the Mets have pinstripes. They've had those ever since they were born back in the early 60s. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But the Babe did look good in those pinstripes. Pretty good jammage right there, and Trey Turner cruising out to get it. So Max gives up the leadoff homer to Bautista, but still has a 1-run lead. Top of the 5th inning. They also just saw a successful marriage proposal here. And every time the Nats walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater DC. 342 for over $17,000. Take that first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Care First, they'd like you to go for a walk.
I was wondering how you're going to segue marriage proposal and go for a walk. That would have been tough.
Opposite ideas attract sometimes. Well, she said yes. It's all that matters. Everybody's smiling.
It's a first step.
Here's Trey. Ball cutting inside on him. Matt, 62 pitches, 41 strikes. And he drops in the curveball. 1-1. Counts even 2-2.
You don't want that 2-1. That's a ground ball waiting to happen if you swing. Trey thought it was low. Bottom of the zone-ish.
He rams that one to right, and Nimmo back to grab it. Quick out and a quick update. Here's Dan.
Bob, you guys were talking during Juan Soto's last at bat about him smiling out at the pitcher the other day in Pittsburgh. I asked him about that, and he said in that moment he was smiling because Pirates lefty Stephen Brout was lucky that Soto fouled off a couple pitches. Soto telling me he could tell in that at bat that he was in the pitcher's head, and he feels like him smiling indicates to the pitcher that he's loose and doesn't care about the result of the at bat. He thinks that makes the pitcher a little more nervous or press a little bit more, and he says that's when they make a mistake.
Wow.
I smiled when I wasn't in the lineup. It's the only time I smiled.
And he just nods right there as if to say, hey, good pitch, buddy, you're ahead. But here I come. Yeah, here I come, indeed. 2 for 3, Soto. Base hit to left, base hit to center. And he was getting it down the first base line and really rounded the bag hard.
Well, I'm telling you, the only other person I've ever seen smile in an at-bat is Andrew Jones. And he was 19 as a rookie, too. And it used to get a lot of people's attention, I'm telling you. You're in the other dugout, you see a 19-year-old smiling. We didn't love it. But as long as you keep throwing out líneas like Juan Soto is and getting knocks every night, it's okay. Like I said the other day in Pittsburgh, just don't wink.
Yeah.
What happened to Moonlight Graham when he did?
Yeah, right under his chin.
Right under his chin. And then the pitcher said, he winked at me.
Don't wink at him, kid.
It's a great movie.
Everybody has their opinion about baseball movies, but that's my favorite.
Yeah, I like it.
Deep short. Reyes going to second, and a pretty good pick by Cabrera. If he doesn't make the right connection there, that ball is heading for the right field line on a 6-4, 2 down.
I was thinking it might hit the heel of his glove and pop out. That wasn't an easy pick for Asdrubal Cabrera. Sometimes the balls that don't have a whole lot on it don't stick in your glove, but he picked that like a first baseman. Nice job.
Asdrubal's having a nice year for them. 16 homers, 51 RBIs. Made only 5 errors all year playing every day.
You'd think he'd be on his way out of here in a trade. He could help a team in a pennant race. He helped the Nats.
He did. And his batting average wasn't that high, but remember the timing of his hits? He was clutch for our ball club. So Bryce Harper, as Matt stepped off, now stepping back in. 0 for 2, grounder to first and a called third strike. And he goes up ripping, and that's a one-hopper right to Wilmer Flores. This ball game is halfway through in New York. 3-2 Nationals.
National smile, it's almost Friday. It's brought to you by Dominion Nationals, providing innovative high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. Smile in the batter's box. It's almost Friday. Ah, you're on TV. Nice.
Masson Smooch Cam. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Reyes, Matz, and Nimmo. Through 4 innings, Max Scherzer 2 runs on 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Reyes robbed of a hit by Daniel Murphy with a good move to his left, first time up, and that's fouled. Jose Reyes, career 10 for 30 against Max. Got the war paint on tonight. Try to get to that fastball up. Max right at 16 pitches per inning so far. Dropped a pretty good changeup on him. Everybody hustling toward first. Murphy, quick shovel to Reynolds. Well done.
Third nifty play of the night for Murph.
Well, there's a lot of talk about what's happening Saturday at The Fitz, it's the Michael A. Tater potato statue. First 1,250 fans. Gates open at 5, first pitch 6:35. Give them a call, log on, purchase tickets. Unbelievable tribute to Michael A. Taylor. Murphy's going to tell Michael A. I've got this one, and Daniel Murphy is covering the yard tonight. 2 outs on that one, a 1 pitch out for Matz, and top of the order, Nimmo.
It's a little thin, Cart, but I watched him run from the third base dugout out to his position last inning. He was sprinting, Daniel Murphy was.
Yeah.
And there was no hitch in his giddy up. I mean, usually you see big league players kind of trot out to their position slowly, but he's feeling good tonight. And he's shaking his head because he knows that I'm talking about. Hustled out there with no limp at all.
I don't know. It might just be me, but I get the feeling he loves wearing a gray uniform in this ballpark.
Yeah. He won't say it, but you can tell, right?
I think so. I think there's a lot to that. You would know more than I, but you know, certain guys get charged up about certain situations, and Murphy's been a terror to the Mets for 2+ years. Top of the order, Max has kept Brandon Nimmo off the bases.
Max just told himself to stay back. Little thing he did with both hands, and then he just said, you know, when he stays on line, Carp, I've talked to him about it before, everything's going toward the catcher, kind of downhill toward the catcher, the glove first, then the arm, like that. Everything's in the strike zone.
Yeah, that time he gets the changeup in there.
But he's so good, he's able to correct it. He did it one pitch where he kind of got a little spinny up top, rotational, kind of flew out of there, and then the next pitch, boom. Slows himself down with the changeup, gets the release point, the mechanics right back where they need to be.
Swing and a miss, and on 8 pitches, Max Scherzer gets the quick inning that he's been looking for, and so have we. 6th inning, straight ahead.
Baseball here at Citi Field. The MLB.TV All-Star Sale is here for just $39.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this sale.
Top 6, Reynolds, Murphy, Taylor. Mark a comebacker and then a fly ball to right. 11 home runs, 27 RBIs, career against New York pitching. And he slams one off the gear of Kevin Plawecki. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the 6th. Checked with the catcher to make sure he was okay.
Hey, he's a pitcher. Got to make sure his catchers are all right. He would have done that a week ago. But now he knows the importance of his battery mate.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're throwing 74, you need some help back there.
That's right.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Change up, a good one by Matz, fading away. And that's Steven Matz's 3rd strikeout tonight. Nats box, first inning, Soto 1-out hit. Guess where? Left field. Rendon left center, 2-run homer. Murphy and Wieters singles in the 2nd. And then Anthony Rendon in the 3rd with 1 out. A towering drive to left for his 2nd long ball tonight. He's the star of the offense. Daniel Murphy 1 for 2 and manages to lay off that breaking ball away. Matz missed on the other side of the plate from where Plawecki's target was there, 2-0. Orioles are putting up a battle at home. It was 5-0 Phillies. Philadelphia now batting top 8. It's 5-4. Fastball in there. 2-2. So you saw the Mercedes pitch cast for the first 4. Now it's 3-2.
3-2, and 1 has been in there. Ooh, that last one was close.
Steven Matz this year, only twice going 7 innings. 6 1/3 in a 3-0 loss against the Rays last time out. There goes Daniel Murphy down to first base. That'll be his 5th walk since coming back. But he's only struck out 7 times in 82 at bats. So he's aboard here in the 6th. Michael A. Taylor. First pitch last time, base hit up the middle. Stole second, stranded there. So he got a breaking ball that time.
Pretty good crowd here. The Mets haven't been drawn as you look at the stolen base leaders in the NL. There it is. Having trouble getting fans here.
Taylor jammed enough by that pitch for Dendecker. 2 down. Yeah, they're 17-30 at home. The only team worse, Baltimore, 14-31.
Good crowd, good buzz in the stadium. Feels like you're in New York.
Hard to believe this is the 10th year of Citi Field.
I like this place.
Nationals Park opened up a year before that.
It's a solid ballpark.
Matt Wieters has had a couple of good swings tonight. Clean single to left in the 2nd with Murphy aboard, and then a fly ball hit pretty deep to center in the 4th. Trying to turn the lineup over and get it to Max Scherzer. And so far, Matz has gone 3-0.
Green lighting. Nope.
All right, 2 on, 2 out because of walks. Matt's first 2 of the night. There's no better time to act than today. PNC make today the day. Well, there's a former Met, Matt Reynolds, right now leading Syracuse in runs. And Jose Marmolejos, 34 runs batted in. He's probably knocked Matt in a bunch of times and hitting .257. First half leaders for the AAA Syracuse Chiefs. That town will be the Mets AAA next year. Here's Scherzer with a sacrifice and a line drive out to center.
Almost drove in a run last time.
Ed Dendecker came in, made a nice sliding catch. Chopper, it's by the mound. This could get interesting, and Scherzer is safe. The bases are loaded if the call holds up with 2 down, and Turner next.
Oh, that's my favorite thing in the world. Well, maybe when he's growling at hitters and he hates the hitter at the end, but when Max puts his head down and runs to first, it's my favorite thing. Watch. The facial expressions, the hustle, the hard 90 for Max Scherzer, double pump by Jose Bautista right here, and that allowed Max to get to first. I think he was going to beat it anyways. Fires me up.
How big can that be? We'll find out. Here's Trey. Hit the ball well last time. Backed up Nimmo with a drive to right field. The 2 walks opened the door here. And Trey got a nasty curveball for the first offering. And he'll pop it up on the infield. Behind the mound, taken by Wilmer Flores. The Nats have stranded 7 tonight in a 3-2 game. Nationals moment in history. Second last day of the 2015 season. Max was dealing here. Mets couldn't do a thing with him. Strikeout after strikeout. Granderson pops it up. Yunel Escobar puts it away, and Max, hey, he was close to a perfect game that night as well.
I think it was a Yunel Escobar error that was the only base runner for the Mets that night. Yeah. And that, I think, was the most dominating pitching performance I've ever seen. 17 strikeouts, no walks. He did it with the fastball that night. Dan Uggla getting a hug in, or maybe a punch in, I don't know which.
Yeah, it looked like Max wanted to turn that into a brawl.
Of all of his starts, that one was about the fastball. I mean, the one in Milwaukee where I think it was a one-hitter and he struck out 16
the Sunday before the no-hitter against the Pirates.
Yeah, he threw fastballs away and the slider off the fastball. The one against Pittsburgh was a bunch of different pitches, just mixing it up, the near-perfect game. But that one was just like Roger Clemens-like, if you will. It was with the heater.
Yeah.
The 20K game, I think, the heater was very prevalent too.
I think Roger Clemens would be very flattered. Did you put him in that sentence right there? So here we go. Bottom 6, Cabrera, Bautista, Conforto. 2-3-4 for the Mets. And Max Scherzer right to the outside edge. Struck out Cabrera last time. As dribble, Bloop double in the first, helped to set up their first run. Important to get the guy hitting in front of the man on deck, who's had a big night. Here's the fastball up. Mets box, the Cabrera Bloop double, the Bautista Bloop single that drove him in. And then no hits until Bautista went deep to lead off the fourth. Conforto a base hit after that. He was stranded. So Max is retired, 6 in a row. And coming off an 8-pitch, 7-strike 5th inning. Just did get a piece of that thing, cutting down and in on him. Had him way out ahead. That's Turner cutting over, and Trey's got all the momentum toward first base for the throw. I often get asked, how do you score that play? And I just write down 6-3 and draw an arrow to the right side of the infield, because that's where he was playing. There's Tim Peterson. Mets bullpen getting back to full strength. They got Anthony Swarzak back, the setup man for Jeurys Familia. And Swarzak was their big relief acquisition in the offseason. They've got Robert Gesellman out there, a former starter, and Seth Lugo in their bullpen as well. Well, here's the key matchup of the night right here.
Well, I don't think he's going to see another slider again. And if he does, it's going to be in the dirt. He's just going to go Powder River here.
And Bautista will drive it to center. Taylor, it took a second to get a reading on it. And then Michael A, the great speed to get back 2 down.
Good makeup speed for Michael A. Taylor right here. This had a funny sound coming off the bat. I'm with Michael A. It didn't sound like he got it. So just a little hesitation, but a nice route, nice over the shoulder catch. Not a problem for a guy as good as Michael A.
Boy, he is really wonderful to watch in center field.
So
here's Conforto.
When you're walking down the street, do people just say, how do you score that, Bob? When you say you get off and
No, online.
It's like, hey, Bob, how do you score that?
Well, today I got asked that, and I said hot dog, pretzel, and a Coke. Time to get on the bus. That's how I scored that one. It's a hot dog on every street corner here.
Which is your favorite?
I know where to go and where not to go. Conforto base hit up the middle last time.
Some of those food stands on the streets here will get you. You gotta be careful. I mean, it's serious gut bump.
Like I said, I know which ones not to go to. StatCast powered by AWS. 58% to the right side for Michael Conforto, who's had some good games against the Nats. And he's had success against Scherzer as well. Soto back to grab it. Conforto 7 for 21 now career against Scherzer with 3 solo homers. But he kept him in the yard, and the Nats are still on top by 1.
Nats, top of the 7th inning. Time for your fourth drive of the game, and we're going to make it Anthony Rendon's 2 homers tonight. There's number 14. That was in the first, a 2-run shot. That was a fastball on the first one. Second one, a curveball. So home runs 14 and 15. Heard your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs.
And the guy in front of him's 2 for 3. Here's Soto and Steven Matz, 96th pitch, well inside. So Matz has gone 6 innings for the 8th time this year. Trying to go 7 for the 3rd time. He's got a tough order here, though. Soto, Rendon, Harper, 2, 3, 4. Soto started the night at 304. He's at 311. 2-1. Former Nat Jerry Blevins on your right, joining Tim Peterson. So you're thinking Blevins for Harper.
I mean, always, right?
Yeah.
I feel like those two have faced each other 400 times in the last 3 or 4 years.
Curveball punches him out. One of the better hooks tonight from Steven Matz, his 4th strikeout.
So the boys working hard in the truck. I think we're getting a pitching change here, so
yeah, we could have 3 pitchers in this inning.
I'll tease you with, I know the players that weren't all-stars and ended up being MVPs. I got the list right here.
More than one, huh?
More than one. More than you'd think.
Well, wait a minute. Yep, they're going to make the call. So it's going to be Tim Peterson against Rendon, and then it appears Blevins against Harper. Need expert printing? The UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing they can't solve. Pretty solid night for Matz. He just given up 1 more run than Max Scherzer has, and here comes the right-hander Peterson. Into the New York bullpen, first time facing the Nationals, 27-year-old Tim Peterson. And this will be for the Mets in his rookie year, his 13th appearance, 17 strikeouts in 15 innings so far.
So Jimmy Rollins, Justin Morneau, Chipper Jones, Juan Gonzalez in 1996, Terry Pendleton in 91. Robin Yount in 1989 was the MVP but didn't make the All-Star team. Kirk Gibson in 88. Willie Stargell in 79. Dave Parker in 1978. Don Newcomb in 56. Hal Newhouser in 45. Phil Cavaretta in 45 and Hank Greenberg in 1935. All players that did not make the All-Star team but went on to win the MVP.
What a list.
And the reason, if you missed it, we're going over that. As I said, someday Anthony Rendon might be that player.
Some high gas by Peterson, 0-2. So Rendon now 10 extra base hits. in his last 14 games, hitting safely in 12 of those. Just kind of spits on the 0-2 breaking ball.
You know, and he might not care right now, but I think if he went to an All-Star game, Carp, he would love it.
Sure.
You know, one of those things where I'd rather have the time off, but once you go and you kind of see how it is, I think he would enjoy it.
Anthony shies away from attention. We all know that. But I've had guys tell me going to the All-Star game, it really validates your career. You're known forever after that as an All-Star. Up the middle. Way to his right, Cabrera. Rendon safe. Called by John Lipka over there on a very close play. And I'm sure the Mets will have a look at it. Anthony lined up for a 3-for-4 night.
John Lipka, wasn't he on Taxi?
I don't know.
Well, you saw his dribble going on the shortstop side, and you're thinking Anthony can run, and right here, I'm thinking hit. Short hop into the glove. They're not going to, or they are going to challenge it. I think he's safe still.
Wow.
But I'm 0 for 1 tonight already, so what does that matter? Ooh, it's close. So did it hit Wilmer Flores' glove at any point before Anthony Rendon's foot hit the bag? That's where they'll stop it in Chelsea right down the street. Well, really an hour away, basically, with traffic.
Yeah, 8 miles.
Stop it. Right there. It's hard to tell. So where does it hit Wilmer's glove? Right there. Looks like the foot's on the bag. Tough to tell.
Hit sets are coming off quickly. And Rendon is 3-for-4 tonight. Pretty good range and a good play by Asdrubal Cabrera to even make that close. And now here comes the next pitching change, as it'll be Blevins to face Bryce Harper. We talked about this matchup numerous times. Bryce is 3-for-11 career with a double, a homer, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, 4 RBIs. So they've actually faced each other 15 times over the last couple of years. And here comes the former Nat southpaw.
That was not 400. That was way off.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. I tell you, 395 through the heart of DC is a raceway compared to getting over here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 1 hour of our lives will never get back today, and it'll be a little longer tomorrow on a Friday. But here's the Blevins-Harper matchup, highly anticipated FP nearly every time these teams get together.
Yeah, Bryce usually sees curveball early in the count, so maybe he sits on it right here. Jerry throws it 40% of the time at 72. Fastball 88. Occasional change at 83.
So we mentioned earlier, 3 for 11 Bryce with 1 homer career against him.
Changeup, mixed it up.
Yeah, here's the number for a situational pitcher. 36 appearances, 22 innings. Bryce trying to get off the 0 for tonight. Rendon at first, 1 out. Harper, right field. See you later. A loud sound, a towering blast, and the Nats lead 5-2. Number 23 for Bryce. RBI total up to 53.
Wow. Bat not broken. Ball might be broken. I mean, you got to give Bryce credit for being on the fastball there. He missed with the first pitch changeup. I'm thinking he's coming with a curveball 1-0. No way he's going to throw him a heater. And Bryce was ready for the fastball and pounced on it. 5-2. Wow.
Here's Reynolds, and Mark Reynolds in the air to left. Playable for Conforto.
I mean, because as a left-hander, when you bring a left-hander in to face a guy, you're thinking he brought him in to throw me a curveball because a righty could throw me a fastball.
Right.
So I'm thinking Bryce is sitting on the curveball. No dice. He was all over the heater and caught it out front in one of the prettiest swings we've seen Bryce take all year.
Nats 110th homer of the year. 3 tonight. Rendon 2, Harper 1. So the number 3 and 4 hitters have done what you hope the guys in that spot in the order will do. They've driven in all 5. So here's Daniel Murphy, who has a base hit and a walk.
You know, and you got to give Bryce credit too, and he struck out on a tough pitch in the 3rd for not losing his marbles. You know, he kept it together. He just stood at home plate. He didn't get kicked out of the game. He didn't even say a word. He just went back to the dugout very professionally. Got his glove, went out to right field, didn't sulk, didn't pout. Gets up there and hits number 23 a couple of turns later. A lot of times a bad call on a strike 3 can throw you off for the rest of the game. I've seen it too. See some of the best go through that, where they can't let that get out of their head.
And now Murphy will walk. So the 2 left-handed batters both reach against Jerry Blevins. Murphy walks for the 2nd time tonight. And a big spot for Michael A. Taylor with 2 outs here in the 7th. One for 3, base hit up the middle, back in the 4th. Stolen base attached to it. And Blevins brings around the curveball for a strike.
Very quiet right here. Watch the head. Stayed tall, didn't go down to up, just stayed level and smoothed one out of here. Wasn't really a violent swing till the very end.
Two career homers against Blevins now, and 6 runs batted in.
Paul must be the lucky hugger.
Yeah.
Anthony Rendon with a couple tonight. Bryce Harper got a big hug from the Nats head trainer, Paul Lassard. And there's the home run boys right there.
Look out, Ron Harper. He's coming for you.
Yeah, he's going to crush Ron. Ron's got no chance.
And he'll be really happy about that.
Hey, sometimes trainers are good luck. You go over, you hug them, you touch them, good things happen.
One and two to Michael A. Off speed got him. Big inning for the Nats. With one out, Anthony Rendon gets the infield hit. And then Bryce Harper takes care of the rest. Majestic, towering to right. In this town, they used to call those Ruthian clouts. So Bryce does his thing, and now the other side of the story is Max is doing his. He's retired 9 batters in a row, and through 6 innings, Scherzer's at 80 pitches, 60 strikes. Flores, Dendecker, Plawecki, 5, 6, 7 for the Mets. 1 pitch, fly ball, short right center. Harper and Taylor, and Michael A. grabs it as you saw Bryce kind of duck and peel off at the last second.
That was scary. At least from where we're sitting, that was scary.
So a 1 pitch out, and Dendecker next.
All right, best thing is Daniel Murphy stayed out of it, so you didn't have 3 guys converging. And here comes Max Scherzer, closer. Watch this.
Scherzer has had 1 start all year at Atlanta April 4th, when his defense didn't back him up very well, when he didn't go at least 6 innings. And now Dendecker's going to pop one up left side, and Trey Turner's got the angle. 2 outs.
Everybody's going for the pop-ups now. Couple drop. Now everyone's flying all over the campsite to catch a ball for Max. I love it.
Well, they want to rally behind their ace because now he has a chance to pitch deep into the night. 2 outs in the 7th. Kevin Plawecki is next. Fastball bolted in there at the knees. Plawecki swinging strikeout, pop up to short. from the Mets bullpen. Jacob Rame out there for the Mets.
This is where Max usually says, I got this. Everybody out there in right center field, take a night off. The only mistake he made was a slider that stayed up to Jose Bautista. Other than that, he's been nails all night.
Yeah. Two outs. And that one's well hit by Plawecki, and it's going to leave by plenty. That's his second home run of the year. And it's a 5-3 ball game.
Nissan showed you the pitch. Might have been another slider that just kind of stayed out over the plate, a lot like the one that Joey Bats hit.
Number 8 hitter Jose Reyes.
Rice's homer huge all of a sudden. Oh, it was huge when he hit it.
That got Reyes on the foot.
Big pitch coming.
Yeah, sure is. Potential tying run on deck here. Max throws a strike, gets a pop-up. And Rendon over there, just not in the air long enough. Jamming that left knee into the advertisement there. Little give on that thing, but not a lot.
Gave it the thumbs up. That didn't feel great at all. Watch Anthony Rendon hustling hard over here and trying to figure out how he's going to get there and catch it. That wasn't in the air high enough for him to get set and make a play. Good effort by the Nats third baseman. Great effort.
Reyes 2 ground balls to Murphy tonight. 3-2 pitch. Out of play. Pretty good at bat by Jose Reyes, taking the walk. So Scherzer got the first 2 quickly tonight. Then the Plawecki homer.
This is a 20-second timeout from Derek Lilliquist. He's going to jog out here real quick. That was a hard battle. And he just wants him to reset here, and maybe a scouting report for Smith.
Yeah, the only left-hander, true left-hander off the bench. They have a switch hitter in Ty Kelly. This guy's one of their top prospects. Got some pop. So Mac's second walk of the night. Dominic Smith, career against Scherzer, 0 for 2. 0 for 7 is a pinch hitter. He was at AAA the last time the clubs got together. Still highly regarded as one of their prospects.
Cutter.
That is a nasty fastball up and in.
It wasn't a cutter, but it was a fastball that had natural cut to it. Watch it move towards Smith here at the end. Just subtle. Might try to climb the ladder here, 1-2. Little growl there. He's talking to himself. Fastball up. They're climbing the ladder. Trying to.
Not a lot of strikeouts tonight.
I think he wanted that one a little bit higher.
Brandon Kinsler up now. And with the runner on the move, an outstanding changeup for the strikeout.
That was dirty. That had split action to it. I don't know that I've seen a Max Scherzer changeup act like that before. We'll take a look at that one again. Watch this thing just off the table at the end. Wow. By Verizon Expo. There's been a lot of hugging tonight. I like to see that. That means good things are happening. Been a lot of stealing tonight. Michael A. Taylor took the National League Stolen Base League, and there's been some tatering too. Tony Two Bags with a couple, and Bryce Harper with number 23 on the year. So the 100% fiber optic network means more speed for more devices at once. Visit getfiles.com right now. Max done for the night. High fives in the dugout. Gutty performance by the 3-time Cy Young Award winner here tonight.
101 pitches, 73 strikes. And he saved his best off-speed pitch for the last one of the night.
Filthy.
Top 8, Wieters, Matt Adams, and then Trey Turner. And there's the reliever for the Mets, 25-year-old Jacob Rame, his 15th appearance this year. Not a strikeout guy, 9 Ks, 4 walks in 14 innings so far. And Matt Wieters, 1 for 2, base hit and a walk, leads off, faces the righty for the first time.
Yeah, the way I look at it, Max gave up 1 home run tonight, and then the dumb broadcaster gave up the second one.
Easy for Dendecker. 1 out, 8th inning. Here's Dan.
Bob, Davey Martinez takes an approach to every ball game strictly in the frame of that ball game. He wants to win every single game that his team plays, but he allowed himself a rare opportunity to kind of think bigger picture when it comes to this series. The last series going into the All-Star break, he said he wants his team to approach this series with a playoff mentality, an intensity that they haven't really shown up until this point. A lot of games to go, and obviously a lot of chances for the Nationals to come back in this division, but he says he wants the intensity ratcheted up here going into the break.
Well, there's an opportunity tonight to gain a half game on Atlanta. They're idle. Phillies held on to win their game at Baltimore. And the Nats will have to win to stay 5.5 back of the Braves. So Matt Adams comes in, and this one will carry out to Dendecker for the second out. That was Matt's first time against Jacob Rame.
All right, we're almost to July 22nd, getting close. On that day, Nats and Harris Teeter teaming up to present Kids Batting Helmet Giveaway Day. That's a Sunday ball game. The first 10,000 kids ages 12 and under will get the helmet you're looking at right there. For tickets, visit nationals.com. 1:35 game. Braves are in town.
Yeah, Rame comes out throwing strikes. Things moving quickly here in the top of the 8th. Trey Turner faces him for the first time. And he got a breaking ball and rams it out to center. And the race is on. Trey Turner approaching second. He'll put the brakes on as Dendecker got back to the 408 mark in pretty good fashion to return it. So Trey Turner busts up his offer there. And for the Nats shortstop, 15th double of the year.
That's some good passes tonight. A couple of hard hit balls to right field, and this time he squares one up to center for a 2-out double. Nice swing. I think he thought he got it. Did you see the bat flip? I think he thought that was a home run. Settle for a 2-out double.
Next up is Soto, and Juan is 2 for 4. He's seeing all these Mets pitchers for the first time, and they're finally getting a good look at him after, I'm sure, thinking about him and discussing him coming into this season. Like, what's this new rookie all about? Been a while since these two teams got together. 1-0 pitch. And a good looking changeup. Counts even.
Yeah, 3 hits and 2 home runs on deck. Juan Soto should see something to hit here with 2 outs.
.97 on the heater. 10 miles an hour faster than the changeup. Three for 4 night for the Nats third baseman. Fastball up, unreachable. Inning over. A 2-out Turner double. The Nats have stranded 9 tonight. Now it's up to the bullpen for the final 6 outs.
day, and Max Scherzer had a good day today for sure. Struck out 5 Mets. Look at some of the strikeouts right here with the Geico highlights. Threw 101 pitches, 73 of those for strikes. And the last changeup might have been the nastiest pitch he threw all night. That's a nice one to end on. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Carp, there's your game summary.
4th time Anthony Rendon hits more than 1 homer in a game. Bryce goes deep. That's the difference in the game right now. 7 great innings for Max. And is this a surprise? 8th inning belongs to Kelvin Herrera. So maybe not the closing responsibility tonight. In the 2015 World Series, he pitched 5 innings against the Mets, gave up 1 unearned run, struck out 6, walked 1. First pitch, and that's foul. Obviously, some of the personnel has changed since then, but he pitched really well against the Royals, pardon me, for the Royals against the Mets when Kansas City won the whole thing. Brandon Nimmo against Herrera for the first time. Their leadoff guy 0 for 3 tonight. He cracks one to center. Taylor going back. He's there. And Michael A makes the catch over 400 feet away. If it's over his head, it's out of the park.
Yeah, if he's in the park, he's going to catch it. No doubt.
Next up, Cabrera. So Herrera's 10th appearance, and Cabrera 1 for 8 career against him. As Drupal 1 for 3 with that flare of a double back in the first. 1-1.
Mets don't have an on-deck hitter right now. By rule, you're supposed to have an on-deck hitter. Joey Batista taking a while to get out there. Here he comes finally.
Yeah, well, he's a pitcher and a hitter who know each other pretty well. Two balls, 1 strike. Bautista 1 for 7 career against Herrera with 2 walks. Turns one over and it's away.
Okay, this away.
And Cabrera makes a loud sound to deep right center. This is a 1-run game as the Mets hit their 3rd homer of the night.
Well, the reason I said he's got to locate it away is because you know as Drupal Cabrera, we've seen him. He'll jump a fastball 3-1, and he was thinking home run the whole time. And he didn't get away. He left it down the middle, and Cabrera hit his 17th, and we got a ball game. Not that we didn't before, but 2 loud sounds here. Back to back. First Brandon Nimmo with an out to deep center, and now as Drupal Cabrera hit one out to deep right center.
Well, the Mets, the worst offensive team in baseball up to this point, along with Baltimore, giving the Nats quite a battle tonight. They've got a lot of guys hurt. And they keep coming back at the Nats, who appeared to possibly have this thing wrapped up a time or 2. And now it's a key matchup, Bautista and Herrera, with just 1 out here in the 8th.
Here comes the crowd out of nowhere.
28,120 tonight. Anthony Swarzak. And then Familia, the closer on your left, doing a little long toss back there.
Changeup. Kept it down, good pitch.
He did not go, says John Lipka. Outside, tying runs on base with 1 out. Bautista, third career walk against Herrera. And now Michael Conforto, 1 for 2 against Herrera career, represents the lead run for the Mets. Shift on. Turner right side. Rendon in an up the middle shortstop position. Nats have turned 75 double plays, and that fastball inside.
See, this is where in the past, before mound visits, you would see Ian Desmond run in real quick and just say, hey, give me a ground ball right here.
Yeah.
Lower your sights, something down, we got you, get the ground ball. But I think because of mound visits and everybody's so cognizant of the fact that you're limited, you don't see that anymore. But this is where an infielder and Kelvin Herrera used to meet up just to settle him down a little bit. Give him a little quick timeout. You're not embarrassing him. It's not the pitching coach running out there. You just trot out there, you pat him on the butt, and you say, hey, give me a ground ball. We got you. Let's go.
Conforto 1 for 3 tonight. Fastball up and away. Already 16 pitches for Herrera. He retired Nimmo to start the inning. Keep the ball away so Conforto can't pull it and beat you. But now it's 3-1. That's Wilmer Flores waiting. High changeup. He was out ahead. 3-2. Challenge him with the heater. Anthony Rendon going a long way and a couple of rows in anyway.
See, Matt Wieters is going to take a mound visit right here, I think. I think they're going to count this. And it's a good visit. He's huffing and puffing. He's sweating out there. And they just decided on what pitch. And there's Bill Miller pointing to the press box. They counted that.
So Kinsler up for the second time, and now Matt Grace. Another walk. 2 on, 1 out.
Kelvin Herrera with the Royals this year walked 2 batters in 25 2/3 innings. With the Nats so far, he's walked 6 in 9 innings. So uncharacteristic of the big right-hander that throws close to 100 miles an hour. He's been used in different spots. He's been used a lot when the Nats were behind. Tie ball game, now ahead. I don't know if pitching in the 8th is different than the 9th for him, but a guy that has had pinpoint command in the past. looking for it here, isn't that?
Three consecutive runners reaching, and this is getting dangerous. Wilmer Flores 0 for 1 career against Herrera. He's hit 3 balls in the air tonight, 1 to every outfielder. He's had one of their walk-off hits on this homestand. 8th inning here, tying runs at first, and he pops it up on the first pitch. Mark Reynolds, 2 down. Matt Dendecker 0 for 2 with a walk. Following the Mets, which were not, you're probably wondering, okay, that guy just walked 2 hitters and our guy popped up on the first pitch. So a big out for Herrera. .90 with tail and a little sink at the end.
You know, I think as a hitter, Carb, I'm judging the misses when I'm in the hole or on deck on the walks. So if they're 3-2 walks and he's just missing, well, now I'm going to be a little more aggressive. But if they're 4-pitch walks and it's a snowball fight and he has no idea where it's going and you swing at the first pitch, then I feel like that's not a good play.
1-1 with 2 outs. Can't believe he missed it. Bring the leather next time. That's an easy play.
Yeah.
So 50-50 on the balls and strikes. Swing and a miss. Herrera battles back to get 2 hitters with 2 men aboard and a 1-run game into the 9th.
Kelvin Herrera bowing his neck there in a big situation, getting a big strikeout of Matt Dendecker to end the 8th inning. Washington area Toyota dealers, help children and their families by making a donation of $44 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season. Toyota K's for kids.
Jeurys Familia, their closer, coming into a ball game when they're down 1 in the ninth. So he's going to try to keep it that way, and I'm sure Mickey Callaway looked at the do-ups with Rendon, Harper, and Reynolds and said, I'm going to go with my best bolt right here, and it's Familia.
And try to get that run back right here if you're the Nats. Big boys coming up. 3 home runs hitting back-to-back here in the top of the ninth.
He's had some injury issues last year or two, not striking out hitters at the rate he used to, but still formidable. 40 strikeouts in 39 innings this year.
A fastball averaging 96 for Familia. Slider split.
Anthony Rendon, 1 for 10 career against him. Couple of walks, couple of strikeouts, 1 RBI, and he gets jammed on the first one. 9th inning of a very interesting game. And there's the answer who the closer is tonight, as Herrera came in the 8th inning. So Ryan Madsen will be pitching with at least a 1-run lead. Rendon turns on it, fair ball. Bautista makes a very good play at the hot corner on the backhand side.
They robbed him of his 4th hit. All right, just like we promised, it's time for your Miller Lite Hold True moments. We are going to go back to the 7th inning. Bryce Harper with 22 home runs. Now 23. A fastball from Jerry Blevins that he was ready for. And we'll StatCast that for you. 105 miles an hour, 35 degrees, a high launch angle, and 382 feet of goodness. The swing of the game so far.
Yeah, at the time, those were 2 really nice add-on runs. Now the difference in the ball game. And Bryce goes up ripping. Off to the left it goes against Familia career. He's 1 for 10.
Sticking to it. I think he's going to have a monster second half. Got crushed for saying that the other night, but I'm sticking to it. You don't just win MVPs for no reason.
Yeah, got to be careful crushing people in July. It's a long way to go in this season, including tonight's game. 70 ball games left. And the 0-2 with 1 out. And so many people after the Mets started 11-1 said, yeah, middle of July, the Phillies are going to be in first place. Yeah. Baseball's the ultimate test of endurance.
It is. Oh,
nasty. 2 down here in the 9th.
All right, if you don't know this by now, you live under a rock. There's the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on ESPN July 16th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Then the All-Star Game is at Nats Park July 17th on Fox. Coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. 2 very large events coming up in our ballpark. Can't wait to see what it looks like.
Familia and Reynolds. Mark's only faced him 3 times. A couple of strikeouts in there.
It would stink living under a rock, by the way. I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah, I hear there's very little wireless reception there.
Would be fun.
There's that splitter, nasty. Reynolds swung and then it was gone.
swing back 98. He's on tonight. We've seen him scuffle this year last time we were here, but he's locked in tonight.
One-two pitch. Well, that's Familia at his best. And here comes Ryan Madsen. 3 saves for the Nats this year, 90 in his big league career. Brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. There's no end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Find your local independent American Standard Heating and Air dealer at MidAtlanticComfort.com. The amazing skyline of Manhattan, 1 hour to the west of us. It'll only take about 40 minutes tonight when this one's over. And the Nats hope that's soon. Anthony Rendon's gone deep twice. Bryce Harper's hit a 2-run homer. You don't want to have to play extra baseball in a night when your big boppers have gotten the job done. So here's Ryan Madsen, the 37-year-old, with his 37th appearance of the year. As I mentioned, 3 saves this year in 90 career. Plawecki, Reyes, and then the pitcher spot. Ball 1. Kevin Plawecki 0 for 2 career against Ryan.
Yeah, you got a bunter on deck and Reyes in a 1-run game. Obviously, the leadoff man out is huge.
That's at the knees.
Plawecki thought it was down.
Base hit beyond the reach of Murphy. Tying run on base. And does FP mention a guy who can really handle the bat? Jose Reyes walking in.
Yeah, Reyes is hitting 165. He has to bunt here. I mean, there's no other way to do it. And Ahmed Rosario just stepped into the on-deck circle.
Ty Kelly to pinch run here.
Reyes in the back of the box, though. He's got to be squaring. And if I remember right, he has trouble with the sacrifice bunt, but not the base hit bunt. And he tried to do the base hit bunt there, and he squared around late. Sometimes base hit bunters get nervous when they square around too early. They're not used to it.
Turner shaded up the middle. Reyes moving forward there.
throw over here if you're Dave Martinez, just to see if he's still bunting? Took a long look at the sign.
Five-4, bottom of the ninth. Runners going. Reyes pops it up, and unfortunately for the Nats, unreachable. Could have been a disastrous double play bunt by the Mets.
Somebody missed a sign. I think that was supposed to be hit and run. And the reason I say it was Reyes is because you got a first base coach in your ear down there, and Ruben Amaro Jr. telling you what's going on. And Kelly took off, and Reyes squared around. And anytime you see a player look extra long at a third base coach in an obvious situation, an obvious bunting situation, you're thinking they might be switching it up. I think they did.
1-2 the count. Bunt is off, and a bouncer over the mound. And Trey Turner waiting for what must seem like an eternity for him. Hanging at the bag, and the ball finally got there. 6 unassisted.
You don't know how hard that play is. You got traffic coming at you sliding. You can't judge the hop, so you're at the mercy of whatever the ball does. You have to just stand there, and it was the right decision. If he tries to go to first, Reyes is safe. So this is Turner's only play. He just got to sit there and wait, and as a guy sliding into him, field the baseball. Look at that tricky little hop at the end. Two hands secures it, and a big first out here in the ninth. Wow.
Yeah, luckily for the Nats, that ball right at the bag, so that Turner didn't have to go either way. So a huge out. Ahmed Rosario, the pinch hitter.
That's where you see a guy that didn't get a bunt down usually try to make up for it by stealing second.
Rosario has good speed. Tough to double up to end the game unless he hits one right at somebody. Good speed obviously at first in Reyes.
Bigger lead.
Holding. And that was a changeup up and in. Fans not aware of the pitch selection, booing.
And the changeup for Ryan is the ground ball pitch if you're thinking about a double play.
Rosario 0 for 1 career against Ryan Madsen.
Rosario can run though.
Jose Reyes, just 4 steals this year in 5 attempts.
Yeah, he knew that was a throwover. He's peeking. He got a shorter lead, and he came back even before he threw it. See if he's peeking right here. Yeah, he's starting to look. Bigger lead now.
There's the double play ball. Turner for 1, Turner for 2. Game over, Nats win.
Yeah, baby.
What a time for double play number 76 on the year. The Nats are back over 500 as they win it 5-4 in a big-time nail-biter and Ryan Madsen's 91st career save.
Tricky little hop there for Trey at the end. It bounced back toward third base. He had to field across his body, then go to second base to complete the double play. So give Ryan Madsen a lot of credit after the leadoff single for hanging in there, keeping the runner close, getting the ground ball, and a Curly W, and a big first win in this 4-game set. Max Scherzer gets his 12th.
Max is now 12-5, 2 hours and 48 minutes. So it was Herrera in the 8th. Things got a little sideways, and then Ryan Madsen, after giving up the leadoff hit in the 9th.